Hello, every Blake is here. I hope you all are good today. We going to read 7 episode of Mystery Story. The Fallout. The explosion echoed through the mountains as Lisa, Daniel, and Dr. Carter disappeared into the dense forest. Flames and smoke billowed into the night sky, marking the destruction of Project Eclipse's core facility. Lisa pressed her earpiece. "Evelyn, do you copy? We need an extraction. Now." Static crackled before Evelyn's voice came through. "You've got trouble. The government's calling it a terrorist attack. You're officially enemies of the state." Daniel let out a bitter laugh. "Figures." Carter wiped the sweat from his forehead. "They'll be hunting us harder than ever." Lisa checked the secured drive. "Then we make our next move before they do. We have the files. Now we expose the truth." A desperate escape. Sirens wailed in the distance, growing closer. Helicopters swept the forest with powerful searchlights. "Move," Lisa whispered, leading them deeper into the woods. A drone buzzed overhead. Lisa pulled Daniel and Carter into a ditch just as a bright beam passed inches above them. "They're tracking heat signatures. We need to disrupt their sensors." Carter pulled out a small EMP device from his bag. Lisa nodded. "Hit it. Now." Carter activated the device. A pulse of energy rippled through the air, and the drone wobbled before crashing into the trees. "That'll buy us time. Let's go," Lisa urged. The underground network. After hours of trekking through the wilderness, they reached a hidden rendezvous point. A rusted hatch led underground to a vast network of tunnels. Evelyn was waiting, arms crossed. "You really know how to make a mess." Lisa handed her the drive. "Tell me you have a way to get this out to the world." Evelyn connected the drive to her laptop, scrolling through the files. Names, transactions, classified experiments. This is everything. But sending it out isn't the problem. Surviving long enough to see the fallout is. Daniel slumped against the wall. "So, what's the plan?" Evelyn glanced at Lisa. "We don't just leak this. We control the narrative. We make sure they can't bury it." Lisa's eyes narrowed. "Then we go public. Live broadcast." The broadcast. They set up in an abandoned radio station, hijacking multiple frequencies. Lisa took a deep breath before facing the camera. "To everyone watching, the truth has been hidden from you for too long. Project Eclipse was never about national security. It was about control. Over you, over the world. And we have the proof." Evelyn uploaded the files live, sending them to major news networks, whistleblower sites, and the dark web. As the broadcast went live, chaos erupted across the world. Protests ignited, governments scrambled. The truth was out. Lisa turned to the others. "Now we wait." Daniel shook his head. "No, now we prepare. They're coming for us." The hunter becomes the hunted. Just as Lisa switched off the feed, an explosion rocked the building. Dust and debris filled the air. "They found us! Move!" Evelyn yelled. Armed forces stormed the hideout. Lisa, Daniel, Carter, and Evelyn fought their way out, dodging gunfire and using every trick they had to escape. Bullets whizzed past as they sprinted through an underground tunnel, emerging onto a crowded city street. Lisa pulled her hood up. They wanted a war? They just got one. The screen fades to black. A city on edge. The night air was thick with tension as Lisa, Daniel, Carter, and Evelyn blended into the bustling streets. Neon lights flickered, reflecting off the wet pavement. Protests raged in the distance. News of the broadcast had spread like wildfire. Lisa pulled her hoodie tighter. "We have to stay invisible. They'll have every agency looking for us." Daniel scanned their surroundings. Too late. We're already on every screen. Across the city, their faces flashed on digital billboards. The government had labeled them as fugitives, warning citizens to report any sightings. Evelyn cursed under her breath. "We need an exit strategy. Fast." Carter checked his watch. "There's someone who might help, if we can reach them." Lisa nodded. "Then let's move." The safe house. Navigating through back alleys and underground tunnels, they arrived at an old bookshop. The bell jingled as they stepped inside. An older man emerged from behind the counter. "Thought you'd be here sooner," Lisa exhaled. "We didn't have much choice, Henry. We need a way out." Henry motioned them to a back room. Stacks of dusty books lined the walls, concealing a hidden passage. "You'll find safe passage to the docks, but after this, you're on your own." Daniel frowned. "You're cutting ties." Henry sighed. "The world's different now. You shook the hive. Now the swarm's coming." Evelyn glanced at Lisa. "We can't run forever. We need to go on the offensive." Lisa considered it. "Then let's use our time wisely. We need more allies." The resistance. The tunnels led them to an abandoned subway station. A group of rebels had gathered, watching news reports on makeshift monitors. A woman with a scar across her cheek approached. "We've been waiting for you." Lisa raised an eyebrow. "And you are?" "Sophia. We've been fighting against Eclipse for years, but your broadcast changed everything. People are ready to resist." Daniel crossed his arms. "You're telling me you have an army?" Sophia smirked. "Not yet, but we have something better. Access. We know where the real players are hiding, the ones pulling the strings." Lisa's eyes darkened. "Then it's time we pay them a visit." A dangerous plan. Evelyn spread a map across a table. "The government's scrambling. Their top officials are meeting in a secure bunker tomorrow. We intercept them and force them to answer to the people." Carter hesitated. "That's a suicide mission." Lisa's jaw tightened. "It's a calculated risk. If we expose them live, they can't silence us." Sophia placed a device on the table. We have a signal disruptor. It'll keep us off their radar for a while. Daniel loaded his weapon. Then let's give them something to fear. The infiltration. Under the cover of darkness, the team approached the heavily guarded bunker. Cameras scanned the perimeter, and drones patrolled the sky. Lisa whispered, "We stick to the plan. Get in, broadcast the truth, get out." Evelyn hacked into the security system, creating a short window for entry. Carter muttered, "Here goes nothing." They slipped inside, weaving through corridors until they reached the central chamber. High-ranking officials stood around a table, discussing damage control. Lisa stepped forward. "The meeting's over." Gasps filled the room. Security scrambled for their weapons, but Daniel fired first, shattering a control panel and sealing the exits. Evelyn activated the live feed. "Smile for the world." Lisa faced the officials. "Time to confess. Who's really behind Eclipse?" One of the men sneered. "You think this ends with us? You have no idea what's coming." Suddenly, the power cut out. Emergency alarms blared. A synthesized voice echoed through the chamber. "Threat detected. Elimination protocol initiated." Daniel cursed. "What the hell is that?" Lisa's stomach dropped. "They're here!" Gunfire erupted as mechanical soldiers burst into the room. The screen fades to black.